Good morning, folks. This is Naim Azam, Chief Markets Analyst at AvaTrade, and welcome to our daily update on our YouTube channel. What we're looking at in terms of a stock market is, once again, the sector rotation is the key theme, and investors and traders are very much concerned, and they are looking at it if this is real, meaning if the prices can really continue their journey to the upside, because what we're seeing in terms of a stock market is a little bit of a diversification, because the S&P 500 index closed in negative territory. The Dow Jones, which was one of the lagging index, is still continuing its journey to the upside. But as I mentioned yesterday, the entire move is very much confined by two important price levels when it comes to the S&P 500 index, which, by the way, represents the entire stock market, pretty much the entire stock market, or a wider representation of the US stock market. So what are those two price levels? Those price levels are the highs from Monday and, of course, the lows of the last week. So as we've discussed yesterday, as long as the price continues to consolidate between these levels, we really we're not going to have another new trend, whether we are speaking of the upward trend or whether we are speaking of the downward trend. That is just going to be the dominant trend, which is just going to be this consolidations. Now, in terms of an investor's concern and what can really keep the market moving are followings. Number one is there are enormous concerns, once again, that how this rise in coronavirus cases in the United States is going to really restrict the economic activity. Are we going to see more restrictive measures in the United States, and how intensive they're going to be? Number two, the second most important one is that how are we going to proceed with respect to the second stimulus check, given the fact that the Pfizer's vaccine is pretty much here? So does that mean that we don't really need another coronavirus, or we don't need another second stimulus check? Number three, the most important one, if there is no second stimulus check, can the US economy recover in the absence of that? So these are the major concerns which are very much making investors and traders a little bit concerned, or let's say anxious, about the current trend in the market. There is no doubt that the market has expanded to the upside. The market has literally surged, and this move is gone too far, too fast. And that means some sort of a retracement or at least consolidation. So consolidation is the best case scenario under the current circumstances if this bull trend is really going to continue. And remember, as I've discussed several times, there are still enormous amount of optimism about more vaccines coming online, and that could be from Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and a few other companies which are working on this particular pandemic, to control this pandemic. Now, to finish off, in terms of commodities, we are looking at crude oil prices, which are trading above the $42 price mark today. So what does that really mean? Are we going to continue this journey towards the $45? How long will that take for prices to recover to go back the pre-pandemic price levels? And that means $50 plus. For me, I don't think that is going to be possible anytime soon. I think the near-term resistance in terms of crude oil price is going to be the $45 mark, and that is the psychological level. Once we break above that, then things can really change. In terms of gold prices, still 1850 is the support level that I'm very much looking at, but I really want the prices to go back above the 1900 mark, and that is possible in the coming days when the Fed will continue to give us more intake about the stock market and their views. That's all for today, and I'll see you guys next time.